Hi, I'm Dan Strakel, and welcome to another installment of the Arizona Society of CPA webcast. In keeping with the Arizona Society of CPA mission statement, it's important that we keep educating our members, we have advocacy for our members, and we continue the image of the association. Joining me today is Rhea Botzler. Rhea, isn't it exciting what the Arizona Society of CPAs is doing in terms of increasing learning opportunities for its members?
It really is, Dan. One of the reasons I'm so excited about it is because they're using technology to bring value to their society and to their members. It's something that I'm constantly analyzing in my business. How can I use technology to bring value to my company, my employees, and also to my clients?
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you fit into all of this.
Sure. I own a company called Checks and Double Checks. We help small and micro businesses with their bookkeeping and payroll needs. And what I'm really excited about today is that we're able to take this piece of technology that the Arizona Society of CPAs is working with, this webinar, and we're able to tie that into what I'm doing with my company and a passion in my company, which is technology. So I'm really glad that we've been able to work on this together.
It's fun, isn't it? And now, you're being a little modest. You have a very thriving business. You recently won an award, correct? Tell me about that.
I did. Last year in 2006, September, I was awarded one of the 40 under 40 for the CPA Technology magazine. So that was a privilege and an honor.
That is quite an honor, and it also shows that you probably know what you're talking about when it comes to this stuff. And you've been involved with helping businesses use technology and other tools to increase their productivity, process improvement, and basically their bottom line, correct?
Absolutely, to the extent that I have to remind them that I am not their IT person, but rather I am their bookkeeper helping them with their financial needs. But sometimes those things go together in a seamless way, and it really does increase productivity, which is a huge concern of mine.
Yeah, and productivity, without productivity, it's really hard to stay in business. It's hard to keep up the customer service. And like it or not, in most of our businesses, I do a lot of consulting, not only with CPA firms, but with all kinds of organizations. Technology is almost a necessary thing that you have to have in that regard.
You know, because my office is built around technology, I was looking at what kind of server component could I put into place? Did I really need to have a server? And in analyzing that, the best solution that I came up with for my company was CPA ASP. I'm able to host my software, UBCC, on there. They created a strategic alliance, so I have that software on their system. There's no licensing issues. And anywhere that I have access to the internet, again, I have access to my information. So it allows me to have remote bookkeepers. It allows me to check on things if I'm on vacation. Not that I want to be running my company from my vacation, but if there's an emergency and I need to, I can. And bottom line is it cuts down tremendously on the cost because I'm not upkeeping those servers and I'm not worried about data. They're taking the backups, taking them off-site every day, assuring that they're running properly, doing the maintenance at 3 a.m. so it doesn't interrupt our schedule.
Yeah, and when I started my business, I worked with my CPA, and his advice was to hire a bookkeeper. And when I hired the bookkeeper, then we synced up in terms of the technology, because at that time I was using one, my bookkeeper had a different one, and my accountant had a different one. Now we all have the same one that we've chosen to use. Have you come across any specific tools that you have found to be helpful?
Well, one of the things I'm really excited about is the ability to post the files on the internet, both for the client and my office. So what I can do is have the client upload information I need to get from them, whether it's PDF scans or whether it's their copy of their software file that we then use to import into our system. So we're looking at them uploading it. I get an email as a notice when that's there. So it works really good in that regard. Vice versa, Once I've processed the information for them, I'm able to store those reports online. And that's something that I was looking at from the perspective of a manager, because if you're in multiple locations, again, you have access to that information wherever you have an internet connection. So eMochila was a great solution for me to have this electronic filing cabinet, and it works seamlessly with the software company that I use, UBCC, to be able to post that information to there without a lot of hassle. So again, it's a very productive solution for both my office and my client.
And you know, you get what you pay for, and it is an investment, and sometimes the value of what you get, even if it costs a little more, is a much better way to go. This is what I've learned from these accounting folks, okay? And that actually saves money in the long run. There's so much going on: importing client information, depositing checks, taking credit card transactions, e-filing, e-reports, direct deposit, payroll. What kind of software have you found that's been helpful for you and your clients, or do you have any recommendations?
When it comes to software, it's what drives the productivity of our business. So I feel like it's one of the most important decisions that we can make. What software are we going to choose to integrate between our clients and ourselves? And ultimately, it may not be the least expensive software solution up front. In my case, it was not. But the productivity pays back for the long run. And that's what I'm looking at, is what's going to make me and my bookkeepers most productive, and time is money in the world we live in.
And thank you for joining us on this installment in the Arizona Society of CPA's website. Stay tuned and log back off and on to the website, because there's many, many learning opportunities in keeping with the mission of the Arizona Society of CPA. Check back often. This has been Dan Strakel on behalf of Rhea Botzler, and thank you for joining us today.